Black cat walks toward sleeping baby. What happens next will shock you. A black cat walked toward a sleeping newborn, and what the camera captured next made the entire family freeze in disbelief. Before we dive into this incredible story, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss moments like these that will absolutely blow your mind. Emma didn't cry anymore. That's what scared Michael the most. After losing their third baby, something inside his wife had shattered so completely that tears felt pointless. She wandered through their home like a ghost, her hands instinctively reaching for a belly that would never swell again, only to remember and pull away. The nursery door stayed closed. The tiny clothes stayed folded. Hope had become too dangerous to hold. Michael watched her fade, powerless to pull her back from the edge she was drowning in. Then, one scorching afternoon, everything shifted. Emma was walking home from another appointment she couldn't bear to talk about. Her eyes were locked on the pavement, vision blurred, when a sound pierced through her numbness. A cry. Barely there, almost imagined, she stopped. On the burning asphalt, curled against the curb, lay a tiny black kitten. Its body was skeletal, fur matted with dirt, eyes crusted shut. Dying alone in the heat, Emma's chest cracked open. Without a word, without a thought, she scooped the fragile creature into her palms. It weighed nothing, it barely moved, but it was alive. For the first time in months, Emma felt something other than emptiness. She felt needed. When Michael opened the front door, he saw his wife cradling something against her chest, tears streaming down her face. "Emma?" "He's dying," she whispered. "I couldn't leave him there." Michael looked at the half-dead kitten, then at his wife's eyes that had been dead for weeks, but were suddenly, impossibly, burning with purpose. He didn't argue. He didn't question. "Let's save him," he said quietly. They named him Shadow. Emma fed him with an eyedropper every 2 hours. She wrapped him in warm towels, cleaned his tiny face, whispered to him in the dark when the grief came crawling back. "Stay with me," she'd murmur. "Please stay with me." And somehow, against all odds, Shadow did. Week by week, the kitten grew stronger. His black fur became glossy and soft. His eyes opened wide and golden. And every single night he climbed onto Emma's stomach and curled up there, purring like a small engine, guarding her from ghosts only he could see. Michael noticed the change in his wife, the light slowly returning, the humming in the kitchen starting again. He saved her, Michael thought, watching Emma laugh as Shadow pounced on a string. That little cat saved her life. 4 months later, Emma sat frozen on the bathroom floor, staring at 2 pink lines. Pregnant. Her hands shook so violently she dropped the test. "Michael!" she called out, her voice breaking. He rushed in, saw the test, and pulled her into his arms so tightly she could barely breathe. But Emma didn't feel joy. She felt terror. "What if I lose her too?" she sobbed into his chest. "What if—" Shadow appeared in the doorway. He walked straight to Emma, jumped onto her lap, and pressed his small head against her belly. The purring was so loud it vibrated through her entire body. Emma broke down, holding the cat like a lifeline. Every night for 9 months, Shadow performed the same ritual. As soon as Emma lay down, he'd leap onto the bed, settle on her growing belly, and purr until she fell asleep. "He knows," Michael whispered one night, watching them. "Somehow he knows." Emma's fingers stroked Shadow's soft fur. "He's been guarding her since before she existed." The fear never fully left. Every doctor's visit felt like walking toward a cliff. Every kick felt like a countdown. But Shadow never wavered. He was there, always, a small black guardian refusing to let anything hurt his person. When baby Lily finally arrived, screaming and perfect and alive, Emma collapsed into sobs that were half relief, half disbelief. "She's here," Michael kept repeating, tears running into his smile. "She's really here." They brought Lily home with trembling hands and held their breath when Shadow first saw the bundle in Emma's arms. The cat froze, his golden eyes locked onto the baby. Then he turned and walked away. Emma's heart sank. "He's upset." But Michael noticed something else. "No, look at him. He's waiting." For 3 weeks, Shadow kept his distance. He'd watch from doorways, listen from the hallway, study Lily's every cry, every movement, every breath, but never came close. Emma's heart ached. What if he never accepts her? "Give him time," Michael said. "He's figuring something out." Today, Emma gently placed Lily on the soft cushion on the living room floor. The baby girl, wrapped in a pink onesie, yawned once and drifted to sleep immediately. Emma stepped back to stretch, exhausted. From the hallway, Shadow's ears perked up. He stood, slowly, deliberately, and, for the first time, he began walking toward the baby. Michael grabbed Emma's arm. "He's moving. Should we—" "Wait, just wait." Shadow approached Lily with a reverence that stole the breath from the room. His steps were careful, measured, like he was approaching something holy. He stopped at the edge of the cushion and stared down at the sleeping baby girl. For a long moment, he didn't move. Then he looked up at Emma and Michael directly, his golden eyes asking a question without words. Emma's voice cracked. "It's okay, Shadow. She's yours too." Michael nodded, his throat tight. "Go ahead, buddy." Only then did Shadow lower himself beside Lily, careful, protective, close enough to share warmth, but respectful of her space. Lily's tiny hand stretched out in her sleep and landed softly on Shadow's black fur. The cat didn't flinch. He closed his eyes and accepted the touch like a sacred vow. "I was here first, but she is mine to protect now." Emma covered her mouth, tears spilling freely. Michael's hand found hers. After all the loss, after all the pain, this moment felt like healing they didn't know they deserved. Lily whimpered softly in her sleep. Shadow's head immediately lowered, covering her tiny arm with his chin. Emma smiled through tears. He really is her big brother. And then, from under the cabinet, something darted across the floor. A rat. A real, actual rat. Shadow's transformation was instant and explosive. 1 second, he was a gentle guardian. The next, he was a black blur of fury. "Oh my God!" Emma screamed. "He's on it!" Michael yelled, half laughing, half panicking. Shadow chased that rat like his life depended on it, like Lily's life depended on it. He flew over furniture, crashed into the wall, slid across the floor, his fur puffed up, his eyes wild, his mission clear. "Nothing threatens my baby sister." The rat zigzagged desperately. Shadow zigzagged harder. Emma was on her knees, laughing and crying. "He's protecting her!" Michael couldn't breathe through his laughter. "That cat thinks he's a damn lion." Shadow finally cornered the rat near the cabinet and swatted it so hard it disappeared back into the darkness. Mission accomplished. Shadow walked back to Lily like a soldier returning from war. Tail high, head proud. He sat down beside the still sleeping baby and looked up at his parents. Handled. Michael grabbed his phone, hands shaking. "Did you record that?" "Every second," Emma whispered, staring at Shadow in awe. The black cat who had been rescued from death, who had pulled Emma back from the brink, who had guarded her belly for 9 months, who had waited patiently to meet his baby sister, and who had just defended her like a warrior. Emma knelt beside them both, her heart so full it hurt. "You saved us, Shadow," she whispered. "You saved all of us." Some rescues don't happen once. They happen every single day. Shadow didn't just survive. He became the thread that stitched a broken family back together. If you felt this story, drop a heart in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe, because stories like this, the ones that prove love can come in the smallest, most unexpected packages, deserve to be shared with the world.